Hi everyone, happy wonderful Wednesday to you. And on this day, I wish for you moments of peace, ease, and well-being for your different kind of happy. Our mindfulness moment opportunity today is to learn to live life backwards, and what a simple and powerful tool this is. Over 4 years ago, I experienced my mom's passing. And in those final moments when we were chanting for her as she experienced her last breaths, it became very clear to me how precious this life is and how it is not meant to be spent in struggle, in worry, in doubts, in fears, and how this life is here to support our growth of happiness and joy and abundance and nurturing and fulfillment and making decisions and choices in that direction. And so coming back to learning to live life backwards from my experience of witnessing my mom's passing, that seed has been organically germinating inside of me. And I feel like it's really sprouted in the last 9 months to a year, informing me in terms of making some important decisions in my life to continue to grow towards more happiness, more abundance, more joy, more fulfillment. And I'll give you an example as to how living my life backwards keeps things simple and makes my life much more powerful and meaningful for me. So this summer, I have the opportunity to go to several trainings. All these trainings are great. They're things I want to do. And for those of you who know me, knows that I believe that I'm always a student first. I'm always learning, always experimenting, implementing, realizing, and of course sharing what I've learned with you. And so learning is an important process. It's fun, it's enjoyable, it's dynamic for me. And at the same time, this summer, I also want to spend a lot of time with my daughter. My boys are older now and they're on their own path. My daughter is 12 and, believe it or not, still likes me. And I really appreciate that. And I know from experience that I only have a few years left with her. So I want to spend as much time as I can with her while she still likes me. And those of you who are parents understand this. And so as I consider both of these things, both of which are great and wonderful and things that I want to do, the question I ask myself is, if I were to die tomorrow, would I want to spend my moments, my last moments, sitting in a classroom learning, which is great, nothing wrong with that, or would I want to spend my last moments having more time and spending more time with my daughter? Makes the decision really simple, huh? And by asking that simple question and coming up with an answer that's much more conscious and more meaningful for me, I'm choosing to create my life a certain way. And that is really the crux of mindfulness practice. By being mindful, we begin to realize and become aware of how precious our moments are and how transient our moments are. Those who are with us here today may not be with us tomorrow. Um, Things that are happening to us now may not be with us tomorrow. And even though most of us can understand this at the conceptual level, we understand that everything is impermanent, we understand that life is always in constant change, that everything's in transition. We know this at the conceptual level. But what we don't get is to live from that place of knowing, that place of wisdom. And that wisdom can only comes from practice and the insight that comes with practice. And so for your mindfulness moment challenge today, I urge you to ask yourself that question. If I were to die tomorrow, would I want to continue feeling the same way I'm feeling? And if the answer is yes, great, continue to feel that way. If you're in high joy, high love, and abundant, continue to grow that. But if there's something nagging at you that doesn't feel so great, maybe today is the day to drop it, to choose something different. If I were to die tomorrow, would I stay in the same job? If I were to die tomorrow, would I make that phone call, write that thank you note, paint that bookshelf, right? So our questions may come up with a very simple answer that we can take immediate action with. Paint that bookshelf. Our question may simply give us insight into a direction for our life, a pathway to move into, and requires a lot of actions after the insight. And that's okay too. We're going to take action, but where do we want to invest our actions? In the direction of moving consciously towards the life we want to live, or spending actions that are routine, mindless, going through the momentum of just getting things done without any conscious awareness in what it is we're doing. So if I were to die tomorrow, how would I live today? What changes will I take? What actions would I take? How would I want to feel? And learning to live from that place of the future and living backwards from that place of how I want to be in those last moments. In my mindfulness moment video yesterday, I shared the Zen story of learning to enjoy the moon once the house is burned down, and how I urge you not to wait till your house is burned down to enjoy the moon. Well, this is that. Living my life backwards allows me to enjoy the moon today, not waiting for the house to burn down to enjoy the moon. Like the video, please like it. You know someone who could benefit from this message, please share it on. If I were to die tomorrow, would I hold back right now? Go forth, explore, experiment, and experience for your very own different kind of happy now. Thank you so much for watching, and namaste.